don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah. Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some honestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable. Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant, modern kingdom for the taking. Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
You don't wanna be every time, no. I would like to personally welcome you to Man Hour After Dark. Say that thing. Why I bring you the host, Mike, Buck, and Cone. You know who coming to the stage sports talk than what you about to hear right here. I second that.
Go. You know that that's us when we talking about sports. Giving you facts on the field to the core. Tune in, we need the support. 1 hour too short, then listen some more. On all your stations, not dropping no music. Stripes like Adidas, but Nike just do it. Down 4 in the 4th, we go for the win. Michael 2 seconds, we taking it in. Buck, Mike, and Combs, you know what's going on. Man, now we're After Dark, no LA, we the big spot. No 4th and inch, don't cut short. Got the best talking, it's all sports. Buzzing more than buzzer beaters. We coming live all through your speakers, go.
You gotta get the people going.
What does it mean, Buck?
Nobody knows what this means, but it's provocative. Stupid. What up, what up, what up? Ooh, countdown was long today, wasn't it, boys? And girls. Boys is just a generic term for getting everybody. Everybody gets a little bit of this and a little bit of that. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. And now, Mike's thoughts. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, happy Thanksgiving. Happy happy Thanksgiving from the bottom of my heart. I am thankful for each and every one of you. I am thankful for all you lovers. I'm thankful for all you haters. I'm thankful for the people that tune into the Man Hour each and every day. Without you guys interacting with the show, without you guys making those comments, without you guys trolling, without you guys just supporting your teams, this would not be a thing. We would have given up on this thing a long, long time ago. But it is Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. Hope you guys are having a great turkey day, as they like to say. Hope you watch the Detroit Lions win. I hope you are watching the Dallas Cowboys versus the New York Giants. I hope you guys are having a great day from the bottom of my heart. But I am thankful for each and every one of you. I am thankful for, the support you guys have given me these last 2 years. This is my second full NFL season doing a show basically solo. I've had some guests here or there, right? Some little part-timers, but it's been strictly just me for the last solid year now. And the support and the drive that you guys give me is just, it is unthinkable, right? Like, I appreciate it, right? Like, I get messages from people, right? And they're saying, hey, screw those haters. I enjoy what you're doing. Like, keep doing what you're doing, and I'll be here, right? And messages like that on the inbox, guys, really, really fill my heart with joy. And like, okay, maybe we are doing a little something right here, right? Maybe we are having fun. Maybe I can bring a little bit of joy into your life each and every day. And like, that's the goal, right? That is your goal. Is my goal of this show is to make you want to talk about NFL. My goal of this show is to make you laugh, to make you question things, to make you challenge your thoughts. I'm not the smartest person out there in the world, right? I'm not the NFL expert or whatever, right? But I challenge your thoughts. I challenge my own thoughts, and we all have fun. And that is what it is at the end of the day, is we're having fun. We're having a great time. We all like to interact. We all love football. Guys, everybody love everybody at the end of the day. It's Thanksgiving. Let's be grateful. Let's be grateful we get to watch football right now. If you're watching football right now and watching the Man Hour, awesome. I appreciate that. But hey, cue that intro. Are you ready for the best damn NFL show on the planet? Man Hour Nation, rise up.
Yeah, hey, let's go. Hitting that gridiron, we going hard, we running the plays. You know the vibe, only the strong survive. Gotta keep your head in the game. Talking NFL, uncut, straight raw, steady bringing that sauce. We about to take off, get it hype. This Man Hour Sport Talk. Yeah, from the quarterback to the lineman, everybody bringing heat. You don't really wanna try them. Hey, who gon' win? It's a battle of the giants. This show is the flyest, nobody can deny it.
This is
Man Hour Sport Talk. Man Hour Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception? This is Man Hour Sport Talk. Man Hour Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception?
Let's go. What is up, Man Hour Nation? Michael Buckasher here, coming at you on this beautiful Thanksgiving Day. Happy November 28, 2024, 1:30 p.m. right here on the East Coast time. If you guys are joining us live, raw and uncut, let us know in the comments below. Let us know that you are here, and let's talk about some NFL football today. Spoiler alert, this was pre-recorded. This was pre-recorded before I left for Kansas on Tuesday. So I just want to put that disclaimer out there. So with that being said, guys, we are going to talk about the two best teams in the AFC and then the two best teams in the NFC. We are going to round out and we're going to determine who are the best teams. It's simple. Is it the Detroit Lions, or is it the Philadelphia Eagles, or is it the Buffalo Bills, or is it the Baltimore Ravens? We got to hash it out. We got to determine who the best team in the NFL is. And spoiler alert, is not my Kansas City Chiefs. My Kansas City Chiefs are not the best team in the NFL. They're the most dangerous. Do not get that twisted. But they're not the best. They're not the best. But if you guys are in the chat, like I said, let us know. Hit that like button. Hit that share button with a couple friends as well. And we are live, raw, uncut NFL talk every Monday through Friday. Starting December 10th will be 9 p.m. East Coast time. So 9 p.m. East Coast time will be live, raw, and uncut with the new time. Same format, same love. Everybody love everybody. But let's get into today's show. Let's get into today's show and let's talk about what is going on across the NFL landscape. Let's talk about what is going on with the best teams in the NFC and the AFC. Let's start with the AFC, guys, right? Let's go ahead and start over with the AFC side of things. The AFC side is a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? Convoluted than the NFC, right? In the NFC, we have pretty much two clear-cut front runners in the NFC, but in the AFC, it's a little bit closer than what everybody thinks. When you look at it, there are 4, 5, potentially maybe even 6 teams that you can say is the best team in the AFC, and I would be like, you know what? I can see that, right? We could put the Kansas City Chiefs up there. We could put the Baltimore Ravens up there. We could put the Buffalo Bills up there. We could even put the Pittsburgh Steelers up there. And on any given Sunday, we could put the Denver Broncos up there, right? But I'm going to narrow it down to 2. I'm going to narrow it down to 2 for you guys. For debate purposes, for talking point purposes only, I'm going to narrow it down to 2. And I think these are the top 2 teams that have the best opportunity to get that number 1 overall seed in the AFC playoff picture. This is the top 2 teams that I think that might challenge the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC championship game. These are the 2 teams that I think are the best team in the AFC right now. And that is the Buffalo Bills and the Baltimore Ravens. When we break it down, we're going to start with the Buffalo Bills right now. The Buffalo Bills, guys, are arguably the hottest team in the NFL. They are arguably one of the hottest teams in the NFL. Wrap your head around that. The Buffalo Bills, guys, are them right now. Fresh off of their win over the Kansas City Chiefs, going into their bye week, they're on cloud 9. Bills Mafia is on cloud 9 with that 9-2 record. And as they should be, they're playing some really, really good football right now. When you look at the offense, they're ranked 13th in total offense. They're averaging 345 yards per game, 29 points per game, and Josh Allen has been the MVP of that team. He has single-handedly carried that team to at least 7 of those 9 wins. Without Josh Allen on that team, they would be a below 500 team. Let's call a spade a spade. Josh Allen is that man in Buffalo right now. The defense is ranked 15th in total defense, giving up 329 yards per game, along with giving up 19.5 points per game. Ugh. Not a good look in the playoffs, right? On the other hand, they have yet to hold a team to single digits so far this season. They've held 4 teams to 10 points, but not underneath that 10 mark. Every team is scoring on them at least twice so far this NFL season, and that is the 10 points that they held to is the the Miami Dolphins, Jacksonville Jaguars, the Tennessee Titans, and the Seattle Seahawks. When you look at their schedule moving forward, they play the San Francisco 49ers on Sunday Night Football this week, and then they at the LA Rams, and then they're at the Detroit Lions. That game potentially could be flexible. We'll know by December 3rd at the latest. They have to give a 12-day notice, and then they play the Patriots, Jets, and then at the Patriots to end the season. Back half of the 3 games there are pretty weak, let's just be honest. But the Buffalo Bills, guys, have a very, very real chance to be the number 1 overall seed in the AFC. They have a very, very real chance of going 14-3 to end the season. They have a very, very real chance of going and beating the San Francisco 49ers and beating the Rams and the Patriots and the Jets and the Patriots. The only loss that I foresee happening to the Buffalo Bills for the rest of the season, the regular season, is at Detroit when they play a great Detroit Lions team. So first team up are the Buffalo Bills. 13th ranked in offense, 15th ranked in defense, sitting at a 9-2 record. Could easily be 14-3 toward the end of the season. Easily. Now, let's look at the Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens are coming off a dominating win. That's right, I said dominating win on Monday over the LA Chargers. This might have been their most complete game they played all season long. The defense is looking better. The offense is still clicking on all cylinders. And they look like a pretty unbeatable team. Let's just be honest. They did add Chardarius White before the trade deadline, but I don't think he is a reason that the defense is looking better. The pass rush has been the reason why the defense has been looking better. They've been putting pressure on the opposing quarterbacks a lot the last 2 games. When you look at the Pittsburgh Steelers game, somebody was in that backfield all game long. When you look at the Chargers game, Justin Herbert was getting pounded play after play. They've been putting a lot of pressure on the quarterbacks the last two games, really elevating that defensive play. Right now, the Ravens are sitting at 8-4 on the season and winners of the last 3 of their 4, with wins over the Broncos, a good Broncos team. Do not sleep on them. A Bengals team that can still make a playoff push, and the LA Chargers, which are squarely in the playoff hunt as well. When we look at the Baltimore Ravens, on the offensive side of things, they're the top-rated offense in the NFL. Nobody even comes close. They're averaging 426 yards per game, along with 30 points per game. So they're putting up a lot of yards, they're putting up a lot of points. Stop us if you can. Their lowest output of the season came versus the Pittsburgh Steelers, which is one of the best defenses in the league, let's just be honest, when they only scored 16 points. Still, pretty good when the Pittsburgh Steelers were only averaging 14 points per game, or giving up 14 points per game. The defense, on the other hand, is ranked 24th in the NFL. Nothing to write home about. They've been giving up 355 yards per game, and they've been giving up 25 points per game. But the last 2 games, it seems like they have really turned things around. They're clicking on defense and looking a little bit better, looking more like a Baltimore defense that we have grown accustomed to like. Right? First seed for the Baltimore Ravens kind of seems far away, right? Sitting at what was it? 8-4, 13 wins, but they own the tiebreaker over the Buffalo Bills. But when you look at their schedule moving forward, they play the Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday. Lamar Jackson was like 28-1 versus NFC teams, right? And then they're at the New York Giants. And then they have a rematch versus the Pittsburgh Steelers, which they're probably going to win. And then they're at the Houston Texans, a struggling Houston Texans team, a very, very overrated Houston Texans team. And week 18, they're back at home, take on the Cleveland Browns. Probably will be battling for that number 1 seed, so they're going to be playing the boys come week 18. First overall seed in the AFC is still a very, very real possibility for the Baltimore Ravens. I don't see them finishing less than 12 wins this season. I do not see them losing more than 1 game for the rest of the season. Hell, I don't even see them losing a game for the rest of the season. Let's just be honest. And if that happens, or when that happens, they will win the AFC North yet again. They will be a 3rd seed or a 1st overall seed in the playoffs if they get 12 wins, or if not 13 wins. So the question is, who is the best team in the AFC? Who are you picking as the best team in the AFC right now? We have to look at the eye test. We have to look beyond the stats. Yes, 24th ranked defense for the Baltimore Ravens. 1st overall offense for the Baltimore Ravens. 14th ranked offense for the Buffalo Bills. 15th ranked defense for the Buffalo Bills. You really have to look at the eye test, right? You really have to sit down there and you have to look at the eye test. And when you look at it, the Buffalo Bills, like I said, are one of the hottest teams in the NFL. However, we have seen the Baltimore Ravens get very, very hot. We've seen it earlier this season when they were on a 5-game winning streak after starting 0-2. They looked unstoppable. Well, their offense did, but they looked very, very unstoppable. Now with the defense coming around, right? With the defense looking more and more like the Baltimore defense, like we have grown to accustomed to look. Guys, I would say that the Baltimore Ravens are the best team in the AFC. The Baltimore Ravens are going to be the number 1 overall seed in the AFC yet again. The Baltimore Ravens are a team right now in the regular season that you do not want to play. I'm not saying that the Buffalo Bills are bad. I'm not saying that the Buffalo Bills are not a top team in my NFL power rankings. But I think if they were to play head-to-head right now, the Baltimore Ravens would win yet again. That doesn't say playoffs times. I'm talking about pre-playoffs. I'm talking about right now. But guys, right now, the AFC picture, the Baltimore Ravens are the best team in the NFL. It's simple. So guys, in the comments below, let me know. Who do you think the best team in the AFC is? Is it the Buffalo Bills or is it the Baltimore Ravens? Let's go ahead and move on to the NFC side of things. Yes. But here's the real question of the day. Here's the real question of the week. Here's the real question in the month of November. Who are the top dogs of the NFC? I mean, arguably, right now, I think it is a 2-horse race, right? Potentially. Most people are saying it's a 2-horse race. Detroit Lions and Philadelphia Eagles, and then it's everybody else. I think you're all sleeping on a wild card, though, but we digress. But let's just say there are two clear-cut courses of who's the best team in the NFC. Let's break it down. The Detroit Lions, right now, sitting at 10-1. The Philadelphia Eagles, right now, sitting at 9-2. All right, so right there off the bat, the Detroit Lions get a point for having a better record, right? 10-1, 9-2, default Detroit Lions, right? Who is the best team in the NFC, guys? That is the question. That's what we're going to deliver here. Let's break down those teams. The Detroit Lions, right now, they're ranked second on offense. Going into week 13, they're averaging nearly 400 yards per game and 33 points games. That gives them the second-ranked offense behind the Baltimore Ravens going into week 13. Then you look at the Philadelphia Eagles offense. They're ranked third on offense going into week 13. They're averaging 10 yards less, 390 yards per game. Also, damn near a touchdown less as well, only 27 points per game. So therefore, if you go head-to-head on the offensive side of the thing, you have to give it to the Detroit Lions. But this is where things start to get interesting. Many people have been boasting the Detroit Lions defense. They've been saying they haven't allowed a touchdown in 10 straight quarters. Second half to the Houston Texans, no touchdowns versus the Jags, and no touchdowns to the Indianapolis Colts. But the Detroit Lions defense, guys, right now is ranked 13th. Ranked 13th in the NFL, giving up 322 yards per game and 17 points per game. The Philadelphia Eagles, their defense is ranked first. Uno, giving up only 274 yards per game with 18 points per game. Eagles defense is by far superior. By far superior. It is what it is. Don't shoot the messenger. Those are the facts. But then we go into a, quote, tiebreaker, right? We go into a tiebreaker here in playoff teams. If the playoffs were to start today, the Detroit Lions are 4-0 against playoff teams. They played the Arizona Cardinals, they beat the Minnesota Vikings, they beat the Green Bay Packers, and they did beat the Houston Texans. The Philadelphia Eagles, if the playoffs were to start today, they are 2-1 with win over the Packers and win over the Commanders. I believe their lone loss was to the Arizona Cardinals. I probably should have wrote that loss down. Let me look it up. Give me a second. I forgot who their loss was to. Their loss was to the Atlanta Falcons. I'm sorry. A 1-point loss to the Atlanta Falcons. So when we look at these two teams in the NFC, who is the better team? Is it the Detroit Lions or is it the Philadelphia Eagles? That is the question. And I know if you are a fan of your team, you're like, my team is the best in the NFL or best in the NFC. Detroit Lions, my team's the best. The Philadelphia Eagles, no, my team's team is the best. But I am here to give you some type of validity. I'm here to split the hairs, right? Because I think if they go head-to-head right now, this is a game that could go into overtime. This is the game that could be tied, and we would never get an answer, right? This is these are two teams that match up perfectly, and if I were to give it to a team right now, I got to give it to the Philadelphia Eagles. Guys, the Philadelphia Eagles are the best team in the NFC right now. Not because of their 9-2 record, because the Detroit Lions have a 10-1 record, right? Not because of the offensive rank, because the Detroit Lions offense is ranked 2, and the Philadelphia Eagles offense is ranked 3rd. Not because of defense, even though the Eagles do have the best defense, and the Detroit Lions have the 14th ranked defense. Let me refer back to my notes here. 13th ranked defense. I'm sorry. The point of the matter is that the Eagles are a complete team. They are a complete team. I'm not saying that the Detroit Lions are not a complete team. I'm not saying that the Detroit Lions are not a good team. I'm not saying that the Detroit Lions are anything but one of the top dogs in the NFC. They're just not the best. They are just not the best team in the NFC because defense wins championships. Healthy teams win championships. Been there and done that wins you championships. The last I looked at it, on the Detroit Lions defensive side of the ball, they had 11 guys on IR. 11 guys on IR. That's Miss Davis plus a pig. 11 guys. That's not counting Carlton Davis Carlton Davis III. He is questionable going into the Chicago Bears game. Who knows if he is going to play, right? Terrion, what was his name? Terrion Davis? Is that right? Terrion, the nickel corner, he is going to be out versus the Chicago Bears. That sucks. I understand it is a war of attrition, and the Detroit Lions motto all season long has been next man up, next man up, next man up. You guys are running out of guys to put up. Let's just call it what it is. You are simply running out of guys. And the Philadelphia Eagles, they are healthy. They only have 3 total guys on their whole team on IR. The only one of significance, really, let's just be honest, is James Bradbury IV, and he's only on IR because he was going to get cut earlier this season because the Philadelphia Eagles had so much depth in the secondary. The Philadelphia Eagles are the better team. And when Devontae Smith comes back next week, Terrion Arnold, there you go, thanks. When Devontae Smith comes back next week, the Philadelphia Eagles offense is even going to be more high powerful. You thought they've been great the last 6, 7, 8 weeks? They're going to be even better with a healthy Devontae Smith. Now, I'm not saying when it comes playoff time that the Detroit Lions may not get some of these guys back, right? Jay, I believe you told me that once the playoffs start, Alex should be back, right? He has that broken forearm, and he is out 6 to 8 weeks. It's already been 2 weeks, and there's 6 weeks left in the season. So he should be back in time for playoffs. That is going to be huge, right? Terrion Arnold, starting right corner. He is questionable now. He's listed as questionable versus the Chicago Bears, but wouldn't it be safe to send him back, get him a little bit of rest, be healthy for the postseason? This is what I'm worried about the Detroit Lions. In all honesty, I posted 4 different polls, all of which were the same question. Will the Detroit Lions go 16-1? That was the question. Pretty simple, straight answer for it. Yes or no. In our broadcast channel over here on Facebook, I was the only one that said yes, that they would go 16-1. There were 20 some odd votes on the other one. All of them saying no, they would not go 16-1. In our regular NFL Trash Talk group, I posted the same thing. 100% of people said no, they would not go 16-1. Now, I posted the same thing in Detroit Lions group, strictly Detroit Lions fans. Will the Lions go 16-1? Overwhelmingly, I think it was like 85% of the people said yes. This is what is wrong with the Detroit Lions. Is yes, they can't. They have the potential to go 16-1. Do not get that twisted. I think they have the potential to go 16-1. And I think Dan Campbell, in the back of his head, wants to go 16-1. That is ultimately going to hurt the Detroit Lions moving forward. When you are chasing records like the Detroit Lions have been, right? Record-setting season. They've beaten teams 4 times by 30-plus points, right? They scored 50 points twice this season. They scored 40-plus points 4 times this season. They're going for all types of record, and it's going to come back and bite them in the ass. Philadelphia Eagles, they've been there. They've done that. They're, quote, squeaking by. They're not looking good. That what makes them better. That what makes them dangerous. That what makes them the Philadelphia Eagles the top dogs. That is just what it is. Most of these teams that have been there and done that, they could care less about going undefeated. Yeah, it'll be nice to put your name in the record books. It'll be nice, right? Most of these teams that have been there, done that, they just want to get to the playoffs healthy. That is their goal. I don't care if we're the first seed. I don't care if we're the 7th seed. I know if we make it, we're going to go up there and do some work. Detroit Lions fans right now, Jay, I know you are a huge Detroit Lions fan, and you said, you know what? We've been dog shit for so long. Let us pound our chest and pound your chest. But be realistic. 16-1, not realistic. Super Bowl champions being what would it be? 20-1 or 19-1? Be realistic. Losses are coming, and that's why the Philadelphia Eagles are better. So, guys, in the comments below, Who do you think the top dog in the NFC is? Is it the Detroit Lions or is it the Philadelphia Eagles? I put those two teams there because they are the clear-cut favorites, air quotes there. But I want to put a team out there that has beat both of those teams. There's a team out there that has beaten both of those teams. It is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But let's slow it down. Let's slow it down, baby. John says the Detroit still Eagles in pack. So John is saying that the Detroit Lions are still better than the Eagles and the Green Bay Packers. Potentially. The Green Bay Packers for sure. But don't sleep on the Buccaneers, man. Do not sleep on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. John says Detroit and Philly wild card, Tampa Bay and Minnesota. What does that even mean? I don't care about the playoffs. All of those teams but the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to make the playoffs. It's damn near like a lock for the Lions, the Eagles, and the Packers, and the Vikings all to make the playoffs. It's like a 95% chance of all those teams to make the playoffs. Honestly, if you look at the playoff picture, the whole playoff situation from 1 to 7 is damn near a lock. It is. But the question is, who is the better team? The Detroit Lions or the Philadelphia Eagles? I think it's the Philadelphia Eagles. John says 33-17 is a pretty good score average. It is. It is. Not bad at all. Jay says, damn, they got done in by Kirk Cousins. That's going to count as -2 on the rating scales. Yeah. Jay, that was back when the Philadelphia Eagles were pretty bad, right? They were a pretty bad team. What they came off the win over the Green Bay Packers in Brazil. Then they come back home, and then they had, 10, 11 days off, whatever it was. Actually, probably 9 days off, right? They played the Atlanta Falcons, and Kirk Cousins got them. And then they beat the Saints, and then lost to the Bucs, and the wheels are falling off the wagon. They got that Lego machine back together. Derek says the Eagles D wins it. So Derek is saying the offenses are a wash. Number 2, number 3, get those out of here. Defense wins championships, and the Eagles have the better defense. You are correct. Gabe Herrera is giving us some laughy emojis. Gabe must think that neither of these teams are the best. Gabe must think it is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that's the best team in the NFC, which would not be wrong. Which would not be wrong. By default, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers should be top dogs. They've beaten the Eagles, and they've beaten the Lions. I'm just saying. John says Detroit wins, meaning they're the best team in the NFC, but that is my homerness coming out. But the Eagles' defense slows the offense of Detroit, and Barkley runs through them. So John is saying, I'm going to root for my Lions. I'm going to say the Detroit Lions are the best team in the NFL. But you got to give credit where credit is due. And the Saquon Barkley and those Philadelphia Eagles got a pretty damn good offense. John, you're right. 306 yards for Saquon Barkley last night. Whoa. Slow it down. And Josh says, whoa. Deep breath, boys. Deep breath here. And let's not be sleeping on the Minnesota Vikings and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And Josh, this is where I can agree with you. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are a team that you do not want to let in the playoffs. I'm not saying they're going to win a lot of games and go to the Super Bowl, but they can come in and slide in as a 4 seed. Let's say they win the NFC South. They're a 4 seed, and then all of a sudden you have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers playing the Minnesota Vikings in that wild card game, 4 versus 5. Tampa Bay Buccaneers beat out the Minnesota Vikings. Let's just say this happens, hypothetically. Then you got a 1 versus 4 seed, a rematch of the playoffs last season, a rematch of week 2, Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Detroit Lions. Tampa Bay Buccaneers may have got their number a little bit. That the blueprint could be, quote, laid out of how to beat the Detroit Lions. Tampa Bay Buccaneers have already beaten the Detroit Lions. They're a hell of a lot better than they were week 2. Don't get that twisted. But the Houston Texans may have put out the blueprint to beat them. The Indianapolis Colts may have justified that a little bit. Now, if you get a team that can actually execute it, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Detroit Lions might be on the ropes. I'm not saying they're going to win, but I'm saying that don't be sleeping on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. On the flip side of the coin, if the Minnesota Vikings play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in that wild card round 4 versus 5, and the Minnesota Vikings win, right? It's all about confidence. It's all about getting that first win. It's all about getting that swag, right? It is tough to beat a team 3 times in a season. I think the Detroit Lions will sweep the Minnesota Vikings this season, giving them 2-0. It is a tough to win 3 times in a row versus any team. I'm just stating the facts. Just stating the facts. Jay says Eagles probably choked to end the season like they did last year, and it is a very real possibility that they could. Jay, Lamar Jackson, what is he like? 27-1 versus NFC teams. Eagles play at Baltimore next week. Ravens should win that game. Then they play the Panthers. Panthers are a stingy team. They're a grindy team. Could be overlooking them to play the Battle of Pittsburgh, right? That could happen. The Steelers, a really, really good team. And then they play the Commanders, right? Like, we could very well be talking about the Eagles losing 3 of their next 4. We could very easily be talking about the Ravens and Steelers and the Washington Commanders all beating the Philadelphia Eagles before Christmas Day. And then they play the Commanders, a divisional opponent. And then they play the Cowboys, a divisional opponent. And then the Giants, a divisional opponent. They could definitely be a wounded duck going into the playoffs again. Opening the door for the Dallas Cowboys to win that division yet again. John says 2-headed rushing and passing catchbacks in high-scoring game, 45-42. Excuse me. So John is referring to Sonic and Knuckles for the Detroit Lions. John, Jay, you were the first one to tell me that name. And every time I turn on a Detroit Lions game, now I hear it, Sonic and Knuckles, and people wearing them Sonic and Knuckles in like the stands. And my son's a huge fan of Sonic, and he loves Sonic and Knuckles. But David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs are a great 1-2 punch. Do not get that twisted. I'm not trying to discredit them at all. But Gainwell and Saquon Barkley is a pretty damn good 1-2 punch as well. Many people are sleeping on Gainwell because Saquon Barkley has gotten pretty much all of the carries. He's getting all the headlines. But Gainwell is averaging 5 yards a carry. Gainwell is that sneaky third down back that you don't want to get out open and like on a swing pass because he might take it to the house. This might be one of the most evenly balanced matchups across the board is the Detroit Lions and the Philadelphia Eagles, right? Quarterbacks might be a wash. Receivers might be a wash. Running backs might be a wash. It might come down to a backup linebacker to where the Philadelphia Eagles might have the advantage. And right now, the Detroit Lions have like practice squad players being starters. That is tough. That is tough. Gabe says coaching matters, bro. It does. The Detroit Lions have a really, really good coach. So do the Philadelphia Eagles. There's a reason why the Philadelphia Eagles are consistently putting out head coaches into the NFL. Jonathan Gannon, Steichen, right? I'm not trying to discredit Aaron Glenn or Ben Johnson, but they did not get head coaching jobs last season. Did they turn down the jobs? I would tend to think so, but coaching might be a wash too. And Gabe says Detroit has better coaching. And I don't know. Kellen Moore is unproven to me 100%. I love me some Ben Johnson. I think Ben Johnson is a great offensive coordinator, putting in all the right work. Kellen Moore is he is a wild card, right? So Detroit might have the coaching edge, right? Even that. Jay says, even still, I told you Malcolm Rodriguez could hold it down. Malcolm Rodriguez was a dog, right? Was it Hard Knocks last season? when Malcolm Rodriguez, when nobody knew his name at all, and he had a hell of a camp, and people were like, oh, we better put notice on this Malcolm guy. Yeah, he's a pretty good guy. Pretty good guy, and Jack Campbell will hold it down. Rodriguez is better than Jack Campbell, but yeah, it's Jack Campbell is pretty good as well. John says the fans base for the Detroit Lions is nuts. You always have those outliers, John. The Kansas City Chiefs fan, we legit had a guy dressed up in a wolf that would rob banks to go to games, right? The Buffalo Bills have people that jump through perfectly good folding tables week after week. Why? They're just dumb. The Jets still have people that go to the games even though they have not won a playoff game in who knows how long. They have not had a winning season for who knows how long. There are fans out there that are diehard for whatever reason, and they just love their team. I mean, and like Jay was saying, the Lions have been bad for so long, right? That let them breathe a little bit, right? I remember, what was it? 7-8 years ago, maybe 10 years ago, I got my dad a perfect season ball for the Detroit Lions. 0-16. He's like, right? Gabe says one team is battle tested and the other one has the easiest schedules in the league. Are you referring to the Detroit Lions? Because the Detroit Lions got a pretty easy schedule. But if you look at the playoff teams, the Lions have played one more playoff team. They played the Cardinals, Vikings, Packers, and Texans. And the Eagles have played the Packers and the Commanders and the Falcons. So they are all kind of battle tested. And I think somebody in our comments, I believe his name was Brad, was like, hey, you play who you have in front of you. They don't make the schedule like Alabama. And Jay says the Lions are default winners of the AFC South. Yeah, about that. About that, right? John says, keep telling yourself that Homer, the Lions are totally due. Due for what? A winning season? Gabe says that the team that was better in the season is better than the team that has been good all season. LOL, makes sense. Team that was better in the season is better than the team that has been good all season. What are you trying to say? A team that's been bad? I don't know what you're trying to say, but Gabe, teams improve. Teams improve a lot. From week to week, from month to month, to quarter to quarter, teams improve a lot. Look at the Philadelphia Eagles. Everybody said fire Nick Sirianni, bench Jalen Hurts, right? After the loss to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They go on a bye week and they come back. They're the best team in the NFC. Teams improve. Teams improve. Stevie Roberts says, you know nothing, but yet you're here commenting, listening to what I have to say. Thank you, Stevie. He says, when I see him say, bring Jimmy G back, let me know. Know everything about this guy. Jimmy G is still the best quarterback that the Raiders have had in the last 10 years. John says the playoffs are going through the Motor City. As long as they can stay hot. Oh, sure. Jim Pals in the chat, Mr. P.E., president of the Pigskin Pundit, says Barkley may be from Texas, but he learned how to play foosball in Pennsylvania. Penn State, that is. Yep. Let's see what else here. John says pretty even, but would go with my Lions. They are pretty even. They are pretty even across the board. I did not realize how actually close they were, right? They are a pretty good team. He finally trusts Jake Bates. The Lions do have one of the best kickers in the NFL, under 100%. John says the only thing Lions know for having a 50-plus yard field goal kicker over the decades. I guess so that is a question. Who is the best team in